We are now in the health section, and before we get started, I just want to say that this is not a medical device by any means, and I am not a medical expert. Therefore, you have to consult a medical specialist to help you with anything related to health or medical conditions decisions. This is just a space where you can be more aware of what's going on within your body, to keep track of your medical appointments and stuff like that, and the medications you've taken. But this is not a medical device. The reason why I wanted to have a health section is because depending on which federation you're from, which country you're from, what your level is, you might not be required the same thing. But for me, this is something that was lacking, where I could have a space where all my informations were gathered. Those are not sensitive informations, but those are like informations I just have access to fairly easily and quickly. So here you have the medical and periods database. But before we dive into it, I'm going to show you that space where basically we have to skate clean. This is not an option, and I just want to bring a little bit more awareness of everything that is required from an athlete that aspires to be a grand champion when it comes to anti-doping. Here basically you have a list of all the substances that are forbidden, and then here it tells you when, if it's at all times or in competitions only. So you can go through all of this. If you have a specific molecule that you want to look up, you can type it here. Then it will tell you when it is, if it is approved or not, and all of that. And then here you have a little quiz provided by the World Anti-Doping Agency. I thought it would be a nice resource to put out there, just so people are more aware of what it requires to actually be a figure skating champion, but more so a clean and ethical athlete. Next, we're gonna see the database. So here I put an example already. We have the medical section. So basically what you have to enter is your medical appointment. So here you would have to link it to an event in your calendar, just so the medical reason is linked to an event that happened in your calendar. And if you're like me and you use your calendar to know a little bit what's going on in your life, that's the perfect way to go. So to add the event, you just click here and then you choose the event, whichever it is. I put OBGYN as an example. Then when you enter your event, actually you put the date, and when you put the date, it's gonna appear here automatically. And then if they give you some medication, this is the place where you're gonna put the list of everything that you're gonna give you. So I put as an example ibuprofen 500 milligrams, and then you put the dosage and how many times a day you take it. So 2 times per day. And then here you put the range of like how long are you going to take the medication, when is the first day you started and when is the last day you started. So this is what I did here. I put from the 28th to the 3rd, and then here you put the medical reason for the page. And why I put all this information is because when you do an anti-doping test, you are asked all the medications that you took within the past, it depends, but usually it's either within the past 3 months to 6 months. Sometimes it's a little lower, maybe the past 2 weeks or so. Anyway, just to make sure, take the notes, because then when they're going to ask you, instead of trying to think about what you took, just go in your planner. It's actually very easily accessible. You don't even have to go within the database, because on your homepage, when you go down a little bit, you have a section called My Latest Medications, and you have all the information right here. So you literally just have to open the app and it's there. But you have to enter it prior to it, obviously. But I really made it as easy as possible for you. So if one day you have to do anti-doping tests, you know that you have all this information here. Here they're going to be classified by medical appointments. So the more you enter appointments and you link them to your calendar, the more categories you're going to see up here. And then here you have all the medications as you've seen on the homepage. So that's it for the medical database. And now we have the period database. So again, I put an example. Here you have all the notes for your period, and here you have all the symptoms for the period. So let's just say that this is for the month of January. we have a template as usual. So you can take some notes about how you felt, if there was something weird that happened, if you didn't have your period, if you were a little bit heavier, if you felt something different. Here is the place you can take the notes, and whenever you're going to see your professional, that is a great way to be like, hey, listen, whenever it was that time of the year, or for those periods, I felt that way. That might be helpful to the specialist. They might find something, or you never know. So take notes about how you feel. It's great also to listen to your body and to understand your body. So that's a great way to practice that as well. But here you enter the month, and then you have several categories. So the flow, the cravings, the pelvic pain, the breasts, the joints, the back, and other symptoms that you can feel. So here you can like complete all of them. You can add some if you want. If you need to add some symptoms, you can do so in the other section. I left it blank for a purpose. And this is what you're going to find in your period section. And again, you do not have to come to the database to enter your period time. You go on your home page, and here next to my event you have actually period, and then you will see all those information right here. If you want to modify, you just have to click, and you have an easy access to modifying it. So if you want to add it for the next month, you click on the plus, you're going to add an item, and then very easily you can drag and drop. Wow, I'm hoping your periods are not that long, but you can drag and drop to have your period. Then when you click, you add the month and the symptoms, and then you have the templates. You click on notes, and you can enter further informations. So we have seen everything in the health section. On to the next one.